Hi, it's Cassie Oberg in Sealands Grove, Pennsylvania. I am coming off of my largest retreat ever, and it was amazing. But it also means that everything is packed in boxes all over the place. So today we are going to do the virtual crop sketch from February. It's number one that I recorded, and somehow StreamYard disappeared it on me. So I am going to walk you through what I did, and then I'm going to do it again with limited tools and supplies so that you can see that even if you are away and don't have everything you need, you can make a virtual crop work for you because virtual crops are fun. And then we will launch into the March one next week. So let's just head on over to my desktop where there are some fun things happening. Okay, so this was virtual crop one. I had originally recorded it and did this whole thing, and then it disappeared. So if you look at virtual crop sketch one, the thing that you have to remember is if you look at one and it's not your favorite, that's okay. So this was definitely not my favorite. I didn't know what was going on in here. I would never spend half of my page putting things like this in. It's lovely for somebody who wants to. I'm not dissing it or saying anything's wrong with it. It's just not my style. So some things are not your style, and that's okay. So I changed it up a little. So what I did was I used, of course, Fast2Fab pages. So Fast2Fab was already here. This whole part down here was Fast2Fab. I just added a border, top and bottom, and then and then for the middle part, what I did was I used the fly sheet. Now, if you've never used these for something, you need to remember that these little sheets that come in all your paper packs, they're safe for your photos too. We use photo safe stuff. So all you have to do to use your fly sheet is come in and cut into it so that a punch can come in. And then I can't even pull the punch out right now because it's in one of 40 boxes all over the cabin. But what I did was I used the new mini trio kit, and I used a little punch, and I punched things out of these little fly sheets. And that's what I did across the middle of the page. So that mimicked this middle of the page, but used up a lot less space, and that brought me joy. And then I went ahead and I top and bottom did the borders, and that made me happy. And then I turned it into a double page spread by spreading it across the page. So that's what I did to make this virtual crop work for me, and I was super happy with it. So now I'm home from my retreat. I've got stuff everywhere. So what do I have? Well, of course, since I didn't take this project with me, I have the pages and the paper from this project. So this was my ongoing one that did not go on the retreat with me, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So this is just a second version of the same sketch since I didn't actually get to do this one online. So now you got to see what we did here, how I made that work, and now you'll see just a whole nother version of the same thing and what to do when you don't have all your tools. So let's come over here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I want to mimic this outside border that goes around, right? I want to have the border. I didn't do that on this one. So it's fun to see the same sketch different ways because look, I didn't have the frame that went all the way around on this one. This one, I'm using this paper, and this paper is much the same as the other paper. So that works out really well and allows me to mimic it a different way. So if we come here, and that's what you're going to do every time is find parts of the sketch that you love, and that's what you use. So I'm going to come down. I measure this. I don't have any clear rulers right now, right? Because they're somewhere packed in these boxes. But I have extra mats laying around, so I use my mat. So this comes down a little bit past 2 inches. So I'm going to cut myself a 2 1/4 inch strip. And I'm going to do that twice because I'm going to go across 2 pages. I might only build 1 page online. Still on recovery mode here, girls. Full disclosure. Still on recovery mode. So I'm going to just build 1 side of the page. Just know that I'm going to expand it across 2 sides, okay? So let's just stick with 1 side. So I need the two of these to go top and bottom, and I need them to be a frame. So I'm going to bring this over a 1/2 inch. I'm going to do 1/2 inch frames, and it's 2 1/4. So I'm going to pull it down, the front of it down to 1 3/4. Wait, nope, sorry, 2 1/4. So I'm going to pull the front of it down to 3 1/4. Is that true? Let's just cut it down and see. Do. Doesn't feel right, guys. It's not right. So I want it to cut a 1/2 inch. So I want it to end at 1 3/4. You can watch me work this out in my head online. Okay, so 2 3/4. I'm going to bring it down 1 extra inch. So I want it to be a 1/2 inch back from the 2 1/4. So a 1/2 inch back is 1 3/4. So I'm going to pull it down to 2 3/4. So see, it's good for you guys to see me work through that. So I'm going to bring it a 1/2 inch. And then this is 12 inches. So I need it to stop cutting at 11 1/2. So I'm going to pull the front of this down. I'm going to start it at this cut line at the 1/2 inch. And I'm going to pull it all the way down to 12 1/2. And now I'm going to turn it. I'm going to do a 1/2 inch again. And now it's easy peasy. I'm going to start at the cut line and I'm going to just go down. So now I have this little frame that's going to go up here. And you saw Cassie's tired brain work through the math. So isn't that fun? Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to start it at 1/2 inch. And this time I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to bring it down to 1 1/2 and cut all the way through, because actually that's the easiest math to work. So if I just cut it out, since it's a 3-sided frame, if I bring this down to 1 1/2, the cut line's at 1/2 inch. Boom. And then I'm going to flip it and I'm going to do the same thing. This is the fastest and easiest way to do it. So you got to see the other way. If you're mimicking this yourself, do it this way. Then you're going to measure it over to the 1/2 inch. You're going to bring it down front to 1 1/2, cut at a 1/2 inch, and then cut all the way down to the cut line. And there we go. And I cut that crooked. And we're just going to fix it quick. So this part needed to be at 1/2 inch. And I did not measure down here at the bottom. That's what happens when you do that. So we're just going to do it again, and we can fix it. And guys, you can fix pretty much anything because we scrapbook. And paper is paper. So I'm going to use, actually, I'm going to pull out my sticky mat. I'm not going to ruin another mat because I'm on air. And I'm going to pull out my sticky one, put it down, and by sticky mat, you're going to see what I mean in 1 second. I'm going to tape it because it slipped and I cut it crooked. We're just going to fix a crooked cut, and it's not a big deal. And when you're scrapbooking, just remember, nothing is a big deal. We're not doing brain surgery. The cut is not going to kill anybody. So all you have to do is fix it. So we're going to start back up there. We're going to bring it down to the cut line again. And now, because we slipped it a little, we just have to fix this little spot. And voila, we're done. And so that's how you fix it. If you mess it up, use your sticky mat that you're going to put repositionable tape on, and then you can fix just about anything. Isn't that lovely to know? If you cut it too small, then you might have to, start over with another little piece of paper. Not a big deal either. So, but just remember, scrapbooking should just be fun. It should just be fun. So then we're going to put the frame around the bottom. And there we go. So now let's look back at our sketch. Let's bring this back over. So now we've done that top and bottom. So now I would like to have some borders to go in here because that's part of this page. And I don't have any border makers right now because they're packed in boxes. But what I do have are some cute stickers. So I am going to use a sticker at the top and a sticker at the bottom. And I'm going to combine the magic of Christmas with the winter bliss. And so what's fun about that is that so many of our collections you can do fun things with. And there's two, so I'm going to do it across the other page too. But this is just going to come right across here, and I only want it in this empty space. And so I'm not even going to waste any time measuring. I'm just going to snip. And that's what microtip scissors are for. Okay. Oh, I think I wanted this at the top because it doesn't really matter, but it's easy to move, so I will. When I was envisioning it, I envisioned it. Oh, I didn't tape that down. When I was envisioning it, I was envisioning it at the top, so I might as well go with what my vision was. Should probably tape this down too. Oh, I have repositionable tapes all over the place. How many tapes did I have that I could have tapes for demos at my retreats and tapes here? I'm a crazy woman, guys. I'm a crazy woman. Okay, so this is just going to come back up here. Put it down. Easy peasy. And now, there we go. And then I'm going to put this one along the bottom. Honestly, it probably didn't matter which was which. It's just that once you have an idea in your head, you might as well stick with it. This up a little tiny bit. This is going to fill up the space down here. And now I'm going to take my time and snip this in the right spot. There we go. That's where I wanted it. Ah, there's my sticker sheet. Onto the sticker sheet this goes. And then I'm actually going to take and I'm going to cut this little tip off because I want it to end with the tip. Maybe there was something else in my head. Where are those multi-purpose tools? In a box. In a box. Guys, see they're in a box. And I'm going to put this right at the very end of here. And that way it can end with the white around it, just like the other side does. Okay, so now we have that top and bottom. Let's bring the sketch over. So now we've mimicked the frame going around the outside. And I am not going to put anything down the center because I want to use these 3 photos. So they're going to go down here. And that's the joy of a sketch because you get to decide which parts of it you love and which parts of it you don't. I'm going to come over here. I don't have my photo trimmer. It's in a box. So I'm going to flip this over. And this one has a P on it. That's for when I'm lazy. This is my lazy blade. And I cut photos sometimes with this trimmer. But I don't want to use my sticky mat. I don't want to use my good blade. So I'm going to just take the side off of this one. And I want to take a little over 1 inch total off, but not off of the same picture. So on this one, I took a 1/2 inch. And then over here, let's see how much of it I can take. Yep, I can take a 1/2 inch off over here and still have the part I want. So now let's lay this down. I want this one in the center. I want my mat so I can come 1/2 inch over and then 1/2 inch over here, which means I want to take a little bit more off so I have some space in between. So I could just leave them all blocked together, but I do want to leave a little bit of space in between. And I feel like I can take some off of here. See, there's something black behind my husband. It's kind of giving him a humpback. I don't think he wants a humpback. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this one. And if I take a 1/2 inch off that side, then I can do a nice little spot in between. And see, now he doesn't have the humpback. That makes me happier. So I'm going to bring this over and I'm going to put these down. And if I had that nice, beautiful roller, I could line them up perfectly. But again, in a box somewhere. fact, I think I sold mine out from underneath myself and I need to order another one. Oh, but look at this paper. This paper has lines. Lines on the paper is always a good thing. So I think this can go here. Repositionable tape is our friend, especially if we don't have our perfect little roller. It's going to come over here like this. Voila. We've completed a page with very limited supplies on hand. Super cute. And I'm going to bring this back over. And this was the other sketch from the same sketch, guys. These are two different versions of the same sketch. So what I'm trying to tell you is you take inspiration from it, you take the parts you like, and you build it. So I always do mine on Fast to Fab. I have something to start with. I choose the parts that I like from the page, and I'm super happy, and I get things done really quickly. So that was my talk for today, and thanks for working through some of that with me. It's always fun to see how people work through little problem areas and things. So I hope that was fun for you. I always enjoy it, enjoy seeing how people's slot processes work. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks so much. And next week we will dive into the March virtual crop. I appreciate you and have a great day.